What's up, guys? Back with part 2 of this Red Dirt
Tournament.
Texas
Red Dirt Country Tournament.
Yeah,
it's a
man.
lot to mouthful.
Yeah, man. Whiskey Myers against Cody Jinks, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Ballad of a Southern man, and must be the whiskey.
Yeah, man. Look.
So what's going on, man?
I thought it was listen, I thought it was an interesting sort of face off, right? It to me it didn't necessarily seem like
it was polar opposites, huh?
I don't like to say, people always say apples and oranges. You can compare anything you want to. But bottom line is, I just felt like this was more of a commercial song from Cody Jinks.
Okay.
You know, I was getting around to that. So it's more of a commercial release from Cody Jinks versus what I feel, because we're trying to avoid the comments now throughout the process. We will look at the comments after the fact. That's probably not a good thing or a bad thing. We're not sure. We're tweaking the process. But we don't want anything to get in the way of the purity of our opinions.
Right.
Which is why we're doing the conclusion first this time.
George is.
At least I am. I'm doing the conclusion first. I want y'all to know this is purely my opinion, right? Without trying to, the comments and all that swaying me, this is what I think off of first listen. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I felt that this was more of a commercial attempt from Cody Jinks, but I don't know if this is just straight up. Like, I feel like there's a spectrum of commercial. Like, I'm not gonna go ahead and say that this is on a fucking Double Mint commercial.
You're ridiculous. That's redundant as hell.
Or Ford Tough Chevy Silverado commercial country music. I'm not gonna call it that. I don't think it's on the high end of commercial.
Like a rock.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not that. Yeah, it's not that.
Like a rock.
Even though you always remember that.
Though.
You always remember that shit. He sang his ass off. Whoever that was. Give us some feedback, country folks. Who sang Like a Rock?
I'm telling you.
Anyways,
that was incredible.
So that's what I felt with this one, and it's not commercial's not a bad thing, but I think it was going up against a song that was truly what I would consider a real sort of it. I feel like Whiskey Myers identified like their makeup was within that song. You know what I mean? And then you could tell the lyrics were written
like this might not be for you, right?
Right.
I love that
uncompromising.
That line,
right. They were uncompromising in the way they wrote that song. It felt like it was just purely authentic, true to my roots. This is who I am. This is what I'm about.
Yep.
If it's not for you, cool. At least that's what I think, because the lyrics hopefully you could probably take the lyrics a different way, but I took it as this is where I'm at. I'm not going to bend to what society feels is the proper way of doing things or the right way based off of the way that society seems to be going in certain aspects.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I appreciated that. In fact, I can relate to that on some level. I take certain things from where I come from. Now, I'm of a sort of hybrid theory, though. I take sort of a progressive mind state, but there's certain things that I know that, you know, that I've taken with me from where I come from.
Right.
There's certain principles and codes, you know, coming from the hood and all this other stuff that I think is amazing. It's helped me out in life. It's helped me move around in different circles in different ways.
Right.
But I also understand that it's okay to grow, and growth is part of life as well.
Yep.
I want to grow. I want to be better. Not saying he's not saying that. But I'm of the progressive mindset. I'm open to changing in different ways, but there are certain sort of rooted things that I know are advantages to me. You know what I mean? And are part of my makeup that really can explain my wiring. And I appreciate that. You know what I mean? From not Cody Jinks, but from Whiskey Myers. I appreciate them sticking to who they are. I just that's what resonated with me, quite frankly.
Okay.
That's just it. You know, so I have Whiskey Myers going on to the finals, going against the Randy Rogers band. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Shout out to Cody Jinks.
Yeah, man.
And one more thing about Cody Jinks, though. Based off of Loud and Heavy, we heard Loud and Heavy, and based off of the feedback that we got from Loud and Heavy and the fans before we did this tournament, I get the impression that Cody Jinks, I'm sure has some other offerings that are a little bit more stripped down and raw. You know what I mean? So it's not that I think this is Cody Jinks, just for people who are unfamiliar with the channel. I just think this is in comparison to Ballad of a Southern Man, I just couldn't see it winning out in this particular scenario.
Okay.
So,
dude, I can respect that,
shout out to Cody Jinks, man.
I can respect that. And I echo a lot of your sentiments, though, to be honest with you. I do think that the Cody Jinks was a little bit more commercial, more mass appeal. And I think the Whiskey Myers had like an authenticity to it that was very at a hit home type of property to me, right?
Yeah.
It hit home. So I'm gonna start with what I liked about it. I'm gonna start with the Whiskey Myers song. The Whiskey Myers song, again, very genuine. I love the fact that he said, I got my first rifle. My first rifle was a 245 or 243. So I can identify with that because the rifle is symbolic of what you do in the South when you grow up, right? You know, this is kind of like the rite of passage, right? Every father is probably going to pass down a gun at some point in time and teach their little boy or little girl how to shoot. So I thought that gave a sense of pride and a sense of I'm home. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what it's about. You guys may not understand this, but where we come from, this is the rite of passage. You got to know this. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of one of those things. I love the mason jar line that we touched on when we actually did the reaction. It kind of hit home for us because we use mason jars for cups, freaking bowls of cereal, freaking
honey.
You know what I'm saying?
Put honey in it, everything.
We use that for everything, and I just think that comes from not only you know how you're brought up, but it comes from not having shit. If you don't have a lot of money,
and you make it work,
you make shit work, right? So I think that was great. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I loved about the Whiskey Myers song. Now, kind of switching gears to the Cody Jinks song, I thought it was commercial, but I think it had better melody to me. I love the chorus of that. You know, I got a drink to remember, drinking to forget. Got love you on my mind. I got Jim Beam on my breath. I thought that was super catchy. I think the Whiskey Myers, from a lyrical standpoint, resonated with me better because I can identify with it. But the Cody Jinks song, I think, has that commercial appeal that I like. I like commercial songs. I think that has to be in the back of your mind when you're making music in general. It has to be: is a large group of people going to identify or like this song? I think you have to do that when you're an artist. You have to think about that. Now, I don't think that should sway everything. I don't think you should sell out or buy into what is popular and not do you. And I don't think Cody Jinks did that here. I think that this was just a song that he wanted to make with a commercial formula, but still give you something that you can, relate to. So for the chorus, to me, I thought brought that song home. I did not like a lot of other aspects of that song, to be honest, but I think the chorus is what kind of brought me into that song and kind of kept me enveloped. So those are the two things that I liked about both songs. So I'm gonna reserve my final judgment till after we do the phone calls and stuff like that. But if I had to pick something right now without any bias and without any sway, I like the Whiskey Myers. The Whiskey Myers is just something that for me, it just kind of hits home for me. And I love the fact that he brought that authenticity. He's like, I don't give a fuck. This might not be for you. It's not about better,
man. And it's not about better. It's about what we like.
This might not, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was just
probably
like,
revisit down
yeah,
the line.
you know what I'm saying? This might be something that you just don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this though, man, about the whole commercial thing, because that's a reoccurring thing, and it's going to continue to be a reoccurring thing on the channel, because that's constantly what we see in our comment section. I think that there are artists that just go into the studio and say, I'm going to make the best music I can possibly make, and whoever comes to me, comes to me. I do think that that's a thing. I don't think it's always this sort of this strategy. Not saying that most artists do that, but I do think there are many artists out there, man, that have been successful that just said, dude, I'm not gonna make a girl song, like from a rap perspective. I'm not gonna go make the songs for the streets. I'm not gonna do this. What is on my mind? What is coming from my heart? What song, what instruments sound good with what I'm feeling at the moment, and whoever happens to gravitate toward that gravitates towards it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I think that Cody Jinks has that in him, but I do think that this song it felt a little bit more strategic, which isn't a bad thing. Right. You know what I mean? So let's do it. Let's get to the calls, man.
Let's open up the phone lines,
let's see
man.
Let's see what y'all think.
Let's see what y'all think. We want the hardcore criticism. We know that you guys, within reason, we want you guys to be respectful. But but we want to know what you guys think, man. You know, who you thought won and why.
Lost in Vegas, who we speaking with?
Daniel,
where you calling from, Daniel?
Indianapolis.
Shout out to Daniel, man. I'm looking for your name right now on Patreon, man. I'm like, Daniel, that sound what we have.
Yeah, because we're in the comments, so we know a lot of people's names typically by when we see it on the thing.
Our pages, we pretty much know a lot of you guys by first name, man. So Daniel, tell us, man, who do you have winning this round, man?
Who you got?
Give it to us straight.
Based off of the song choices, I would say Whiskey Myers. I don't think that the matchup was very fair between the two. Just because Must Be the Whiskey is by far his most commercialized
Right.
song. Especially even the whole Lifers album is pretty commercialized.
That's the
I definitely
feeling we
think that,
got.
like,
Yep.
That's exactly what we thought.
Yeah, because we've already
yeah,
given our
yeah.
conclusion at this point. You know, we're doing it the opposite way this time with these calls because we've given our conclusion first, and we're kind of hearing from you guys now. So that's kind of
That's exactly what we said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we said. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what would you suggest? Like, what would you have liked to see as far as versus that song, the Whiskey Myers song?
I would love to see Headcase, mainly because of because the Whiskey Myers song was very lyric forward, and Headcase is a really lyric forward song that really makes you think about your life's perspective on things. I think that would have been a really good song. It's not one of his most popular songs. David would be a very good one.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Hippies and
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yep. Gotcha.
Because David came close, right? I think
Yeah, I
David
think so.
was in. I want to say I'm looking in
Where is that at
on the
here?
poll right now. I think that came in second place, if I'm not mistaken.
It was close.
And
I
know
do
a lot-
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the comments were requesting David. So this
Okay.
is.
So that's good feedback. That's good feedback.
So we were pretty much, you know, when you see our conclusion, Daniel, you'll kind of see, you know, we were kind of in line with what
David was. It was only
what
two
you're
votes
saying.
off. 2 votes off. Yep. So 65 to
Oh, that's
67.
tough.
So that's a tough call.
But
right
but
there.
it's always the one thing to add to that though, man. It's not always about what. I don't even know if fair and unfair is kind of a tough thing to even.
right.
You know,
Right.
it's hard to even get. I mean, it's just if we like sometimes. Hey, depending on the mood I'm in and what's grabbing me that day. Maybe something that's just
That's
more
true.
catchy and has a little bit more energy. That's more of a dance song. Maybe just be something I like right then and there. You know what I mean? Or I just may prefer
Right.
specific elements of that song. So it's not. We want to make sure that we kind of put that out there to you guys, man. It's not necessarily a better thing. It's just kind of what we like. But I
Yep.
get it though. I do
Right.
get it.
I
I
do
do
get
get
it,
it
too.
because the Whiskey Myers songs seem to have a little bit more depth, a little bit more to it. I would say more
Like
meat,
more feeling, yeah,
meat within
you
the
know.
song than Cody Jinks, and I think that's kind of what we're probably going to get in the comments. So, all right,
Yeah,
Daniel.
yeah.
Hey man, we appreciate. What's your? Is that your name? You have it straight Daniel on Patreon, or is it like a different name on Patreon?
Daniel Newton on Patreon. Yeah.
Newton.
Okay.
We appreciate you calling
Yeah.
in, my man.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Good feedback.
We appreciate
as well.
you supporting the channel too, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
All right, man.
All
You
right,
take
Daniel.
care.
All right, so my man Daniel out of Indianapolis.
Damn, Daniel. Is that stuff? You remember that from way back? That meme that was going on.
It was a damn Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Yeah. Anyways, shout out to Daniel for calling in, man.
Yes,
that
sir.
was a good conversation, man. This is
Yeah.
actually I'm really enjoying the
I
call.
love
in.
this, man, because it gets. I want to get more engaged. Well, we both do, and
Yeah.
I think that it fosters engagement, and we learn stuff too, and we hear from
We
your
do.
perspective. You know, I think that's super cool, man. So,
Absolutely.
Yo, what's going on? You on the mic with Mike?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Now it's lost in Vegas.
That was a bit of a struggle, man.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
What's going on, man?
Who's calling?
Who are we speaking with?
Lost in Vegas. What's up?
Yeah.
What's
what's up,
going
my
on, man? What's your name?
My name's Tommy.
Tommy. All right, cool. Tommy, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Nellyville, STL, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. My dad's from St. Louis. East Side, though. It's a little rough
Yeah,
over there
man.
on the east side of St. Louis, but that's another conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's,
know.
it's a little rough. I think it's been rough since my existence on the east
I'm
side of
telling
St.
you,
Louis.
man. I'm telling
Anyways,
you. Them in Chicago, they try to like get the death toll as high as they can get. You know what I'm saying?
so yeah, man, who'd you have with it, man? Give it to us straight.
So you got Whiskey Myers or Cody Jinks?
Okay, this is a tough one because I'm a huge fan of both.
Okay.
All right.
I'm a Cody Jinks guy. I'm a Whiskey Myers guy. But for this matchup, you guys hit the nail on the head. Cody's a little more commercial on this one, and the Red Dirt thing is a little more about the feels. So I'll go with Whiskey Myers on this one.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Now this time around we gave our conclusion first, and what you're saying is kind of in line with where we were going.
Yeah,
between
pretty
the
much.
two songs. But and the thing about it is Cody Jinks. I mean, the feeling that I got with Loud and Heavy. I'm glad that that was our exposure to him. Because
Yes.
I got that out of Loud and Heavy. I got the
Yeah.
feeling, I got the authenticity. And it's not to say that this the Must Be the Whiskey is a bad song, because I think that there's a spectrum of commercial. You know
I
what I'm
think so,
saying?
too.
Yeah, I don't think it's on the highest end of commercial. But for him and for what we feel Red Dirt brings to the table.
Represents, yeah.
It seemed a little bit on the commercial side. So,
And the last caller, the guy that called in, Daniel, he said that David would have probably been a better song to put up against that Whiskey Myers song. Do you agree with that?
Yes. David, anything actually on his previous 2 albums, but you guys couldn't have been more spot on as far as, usually he's a lot more deep and a lot more lyrical. This one was a little more on the, the catchy side, if you will, or commercial.
Yep.
So, yeah, David would have been great. You guys are spot on when you called that. That's why you guys rock. You guys are so cool in hearing something for the first time and sharing the opinion of someone who's a fan. So that's so cool you guys are open to stuff like that and have those thoughts.
We appreciate it, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we all. I mean, one thing that really resonates with us is just authenticity, man.
Yep.
And I can feel that in anything.
Yeah.
In anything.
I'm telling you.
Within someone's personality, within the music or within art, I feel that that's the one thing that I think we feel.
Yeah.
And people resonate with us, man. Because I felt that. I felt that with the ballad, the Whiskey Myers, because we have Must Be the Whiskey.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
confusing me.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
With ballad, the ballad song from Whiskey Myers. You know what I mean?
man.
I felt that it came from a real place. Clearly, the lyrics showcase that, but everything, the feeling, the lyricism. So,
Yep.
that's bottom line what we were talking about, my
Yeah,
man.
man.
So thank you so much.
Hey, man. Yeah, we appreciate you calling
calling
in and being, a patron and supporting what we do, man. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Gotta love it. Realness and authenticity is universal. So I appreciate what you guys do.
My
All right, my
man.
man.
All right, man. You take care.
Have a good one.
You too,
You
man.
too. Answer that. Lost in Vegas, you on the mic. What's going on?
What's up, Ryan? How you doing, bud?
Good, man. Good. What's your name?
My name's TJ.
TJ or PJ?
T like Tom.
Okay, TJ. Cool. Where you calling from,
We got to
TJ?
get the phonetics right, man.
I'm calling from Conway, South Carolina.
South Carolina. All right.
to-
We got
shout to
South Carolina in the
man.
house. All right, cool.
Yeah, man. TJ, give it to us straight.
Yeah,
man.
who you got, man? Cody Jinks or Whiskey Myers?
Man, I got to be honest with you. Cody Jinks is probably my favorite artist there is right now.
Okay.
But Must Be the Whiskey is probably one of my least favorite of his songs.
That's like everyone said that. Everyone has been saying that. That's been calling in.
It's been that's the inclination that we've been getting. Hey, we figured that. But the thing is, what's interesting is when we do these polls, man. I don't know, man. Maybe we need to be a little bit more
Stringent or like put some.
I think that y'all think. I think we have proven at this point that we there's certain things that resonate with us in terms of just sort of commercial viability, but I think we prove it at this point, man, that we like interesting boundary pushing music as well. So I think it's tough. I think the polls seem to reflect. The polls are reflecting. I think this is a good.
This is a good gateway song for him.
Gateway song. We don't
exactly.
always need the gateway songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, y'all put about half a dozen songs on there, and people voted on it. So we really don't have a whole lot of ground to stand on when the song that we would prefer does not make the show or whatnot. So
it's tough.
I think that George's opinion in the first video was pretty spot on. There's probably at least a half a dozen of my favorite Cody Jinks songs that probably would have given Ballad of a Southern Man a run for its money. But
I bet though. We bet. I'm sure.
My personal opinion is in this particular race between the two, you got to go Ballad of the Southern Man.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Makes sense, man.
You know what I love about you guys, man?
Objectivity.
Everybody, they're very, very objective. Everyone that we've talked to, especially in the country community, man, it seems like you guys take a great deal of pride in the music itself, and you guys can be very objective about the song. Like you just said, like you love Cody Jinks, but if I have to be objective, I have to go with the Whiskey Myers song with just these two songs. So I appreciate that, man. And a lot of people said that David probably would have been a better choice.
We've been hearing
from
David.
Cody Jinks. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, David's a solid song. He's got several, man. If y'all ever get a chance, check out Vampires, No Guarantee,
Head Case.
I mean, he's just got a lot of good stuff from his first few albums that are just like stellar.
Okay.
Like I said, George kind of hit it spot on. Like this most recent album, the album's called Lifers. It's more commercialized, and Ryan hit it on the head in the first video as well. There's nothing necessarily wrong with being commercialized, but it kind of strays away from his original base that wants to hear that outlaw country, wants to hear the just the genuine spirit of where he came from.
Yep,
So,
makes sense.
But,
Makes sense.
At the end of the day, you kind of got to pick between the two songs, and I think that y'all probably picked the right one. So.
and you got to eat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know what, man?
You gotta eat.
That's it. You got to eat.
We're gonna do more of these polls, man, and more brackets and more like competitive versus this song against that song. So don't count it out just yet. David might make it on another poll or whatever.
We're definitely going to be revisiting Cody Jinks, man. His fan base, and from what we've heard, and that's why I'm glad we got exposed to Loud and Heavy first.
Yep.
It gave us a good idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a very good song, man.
I just want y'all to know I appreciate what you do, and
awesome, man. Thank
y'all
you.
Keep on doing it, man.
We appreciate
You're
you, man.
class act, TJ, man. Thank you so much for calling in and just supporting us, man.
Absolutely.
You take care, buddy.
Yeah, y'all be good.
You
All
too,
right.
man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, man, it's always good to hear from you guys, man. I
That was
love that,
fun.
man. That was super cool, man. And I just think everybody, especially like I said, in the country community, man, you guys are so objective, man. And I
keep it real, man.
I really wish everyone can adopt that, that ideology, man. It's just so important to keep that authenticity, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
So-
there's plenty of songs, man, that from artists that I really love. That I would pick other songs from other artists over certain songs. I mean, it's a
Exactly.
song for song, and it doesn't mean anyone's better.
Nope.
This is just what it is, and there's really no perfect way in getting these songs reacted to.
That's true.
It's just a difficult thing to do.
And you just can't make everybody happy, so it's just hard. So,
Yeah,
so-
and this is no slight to anyone who voted for "Must Be the Whiskey" as well. That's not a bad song. It just happened to go up against a song that we felt offered a little bit more of
Absolutely,
feeling
man.
and depth. And that's why we liked it. But then again, like we just said on the call, maybe one day I'll hear a song and I'm like, you know what? I think this other song is more complex, has better lyricism. Maybe the person's voice is better, but maybe the melody in this other song
was just so captivating.
or whatever.
Yep.
And that song may win. So there really is no
right or wrong.
There's no rhyme or reason for what we pick.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just what we like at the time, and that's it.
Yeah, man.
So that's it, man.
That's it, man.
We appreciate
So-
you guys calling in, our patrons holding us down, and
Yep.
everybody else that's gonna see this video. Thank you so much for viewing our channel as
So-
we make our way through this new format change.
Yep. So we got Randy Rogers against Cody Jinks. Randy Rogers against Whiskey Myers. And I guess, man, I think what we probably should do for the essence of saving time is maybe just go back through the poll and see which one came in second.
Okay.
Which
Yep.
song came in second and just put those against each other in the final round. So that would be Whiskey Myers, Stone, because that came in second place in the poll. And then we've got Randy Rogers band, Speak of the Devil.
Cool.
That came in second. So that's what we'll be facing off in the final round,
Final
baby.
round, baby.
Yeah, man.
And these tournaments, man, we're just testing the waters, man. We like to keep them going. We're having fun. We're enjoying it.
Yep. We're learning new songs, being exposed.
Yep.
Exposing other people to new songs. So
These
dude.
artists are getting multiple listens, so
Yeah, man.
we think it's good, man. So once, like I said, we're working out the kinks to the format. Once we get this thing down pat,
Then, yeah.
hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
So
Yeah, man.
thanks for watching, guys. That's it. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel. If you're interested, it will allow you to get early access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Lost in Vegas.
We out, baby.